abundance of these little, tiny, beautiful pockets of love. So good. Starting at dumplings, obviously we're gonna start with the wrapper. We have to rest the dough. When we'll finish making our dough, we're gonna start doing all our fillings and the sauces. In that meanwhile, the dough will be resting on the side. Usually the ratio for the dumpling wrappers, it will be 50% hydration dough. So think about like if it's just 100%, 100 grams of flour, you will give like 50 grams, so 50% will be in water. So I got here 250 grams of flour, pinch of salt, probably like around 1 gram only, roughly 5 grams of pork lard. Yeah, perfect. Adding hot water to the dough to boil a little bit of this flour, it makes the dumpling a little bit more resilient. So after boiling, there's less chance that actually will burst. Gonna mix it first a little bit. This hot water, yeah. That also will help a little bit more, like this, easier distribute this pork lard, like semi-melt perfectly into the dough. With the 65 grams of cold water. Get this together. Hot water also makes it, I don't know, I found it at least easier for me to knead the dough, and later actually also to roll the dumpling skins. So that's why also maybe I like the hot water though. Okay, I'll grab all this. Again, each flour is a little bit different. Sometimes you will need maybe extra water, just like a 50% hydration. That's like a rule of the thumb. If you need to add a little bit more or you need to add a little bit less, just adjust to the point that you're comfortable to work with this dough, doesn't rip, and just creates a nice bouncy texture. Okay, gonna put it in the bowl, just like this. I'm gonna let it rest. Just gonna wrap it and let it rest on the side. We're gonna do the most classic out of the classics in terms of the fillings for the Chinese dumplings, pork and cabbage. We're using here pork shoulder. We're looking for this ratio of lean fat meat ratio 70-30. That makes it still nice and juicy, but also have a nice bouncy bite. Chinese white cabbage, okay. So Napa cabbage, like quarter the cabbage and just cut it. It doesn't have to be too shredded too much. You still want to retain some of the bite. Let's see how much we have here. We're gonna use only 1% of this in salt. So if you have a 350 grams of cabbage, we're gonna go for 3.5 grams of salt. Cabbage starts reaction with the salt and start withdrawing the water. That shouldn't take more than like 5 minutes of resting. And then the seasonings. So we're gonna have some ginger, spring onion, coriander, white pepper, salt, little sugar, MSG, light soy sauce, sesame oil, and that's it. Okay, as simple as it can get. I really like using Japanese grater. I find it like mincing it a little bit finer. I'm always having also a lot of juice, so it's perfect for the seasoning. We're gonna quick rough chop, 500 grams of pork meat, only 5 grams of salt. It should be perfectly sufficient. A pinch of white pepper, a little bit of MSG. That's, I don't know, maybe like a half of the gram. It's ginger, 15 grams of ginger. Gonna keep the rest, we're gonna use it later. I'll get around 10 grams of sesame oil. My favorite, 20 grams of tongue, coriander, just a tad of soy sauce, 10 grams. Let all this seasoning mix. And we go, so normally we would add a little bit of the chicken stock, pork stock, just your daily stock. I'm just gonna add a little bit of water. It's already quite flavorful. 40 grams of water. Perfect. And an egg. Again, egg is completely optional. For me, it just helps bind everything together. Can I have a really nice texture. And now we're gonna get to a point where we have to mix the filling. So first, what you're looking for is to activate mincing in the meat, okay? So we're gonna add this seasoning. We're gonna start mixing in one direction, and all the salt and all the seasoning will start helping to develop this mincing, so the whole filling will start becoming more and more tacky and sticky. I think it doesn't matter which direction you're doing, unless the most important is that you're doing the right direction. Not the right, no wait, one direction. It's completely fine to use your trustworthy planetary mixer with the paddle attachment. It will perfectly make your filling. You can see already it's getting more and more sticky. Oh, super fragrant. Yeah, sesame oil, coriander, spring onion, it's all the best thing. At the same time, you don't want right now to develop too much of this mincing, because you remember you still have to incorporate this cabbage. So once you see that already starts coming together, you can pause over here, okay? And we're gonna take care of the cabbage. You can see already you lost volume without doing anything with this. But additionally, we are going to squeeze the water out. By removing part of this water from the cabbage, once you bite on the dumpling, you will not have like this cabbagey water that kind of have like dilutes the flavor. Okay, so everything is just gonna stay as seasoned as it's supposed to be. Also, by this kind of quick salting, it kind of gives an extra crisp texture to the vegetable, not only removing the water. Cabbage, pork mince, add it in, first half, mix it in. And the second half. Now, what's another secret move when making the dumpling wrapper? People tend to add some extra cornstarch, potato starch, just to bind it all together. You don't need to if you slap. Okay, that move will help create even more of a bind in a filling, and it will be as emulsified and thick without using any additional starch. So you lift it and smash it in a bowl. Meat filling is ready, and we're gonna let it rest in the fridge just for a little bit, just so the seasoning works, and then we start wrapping. Okay, let me try first. How is this dough? Yeah, I think that should do. Gonna try to roll a log. How is it? This dough. Okay. Okay. After cutting it from a log, try to kind of put it upside down and flatten it with your palm like this. So you aim to put it here, okay? Because that automatically also gets you to the right start. That creates the part that the middle is a little bit thicker than all the other edges, and after rolling, that's exactly how it's supposed to be. You only roll to the middle. You try to keep the middle thicker, because that's where the filling is, and like that's where dumpling has to be stronger. And then you try to have sides thinner, because that's where the pleating will go, and you don't want the pleats to be thick. You can still see slightly that there is this dimple that is a little bit thicker than the size of the dough. It's honestly, it's comes down to obviously just practice. Practice makes practice. This is one of the chefs that I used to work with used to say, and super accurate. See, it takes me quite some time still to roll one. Pros are just like few moves and the wrapper is ready. It's crazy. I eat dumplings almost all the time. That's one of the things that I eat the most often, probably since I started living in China. But at the same time, it's like so accessible, so good quality of homemade dumplings in the shops here in Shanghai, that making it our own really comes down to basically the Chinese New Year time. So, considering that there's now the Chinese New Year is approaching, it's a perfect occasion to refresh this muscle memory of dumpling making. It's the best fun activity because usually you meet with friends and everyone engages in some process of dumpling production. I'm gonna start pleating. If you really don't want to work out this dough, that's fine. We also got some ready-made dumpling skins from the market, but they are honestly very reliable and just like it's so easy and so cheap, might as well buy it. But what will be a New Year's Eve tradition without the tradition of making your own skin? Let's try the most classic one. So, usually trying to press it. You see, like I'm making like a little bit ball like this, putting wrapper, and then I'm putting the filling in. That will makes it that we can fill it more while leaving enough space for all the pleats. A little bit of water for easy closure. Okay, let's try. Long time not do. Pinch. Then move with this finger. Pinch. Move with the finger. Pinch. 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 And pinch. And we got this little guy. This is not the traditional technique of pleating dumplings. I think the one that you want to see the most are something like this. Again, stuffing, but I have to remind myself. And you put this sort of in half. Put it here. Sorry, wait, I have to remind myself. It's like this, it's like this, it's this. Things like this. Damn, it's not. Okay, just like that. So, put it here and push it. Also here and push it. And that's just the easiest seal for the dumpling. It's just gonna be like this. So I'm gonna look, let's say, as presentable, but it's gonna be completely fine. Let's try now our dough and see what's the difference. I'm gonna do a taste test later. I'm gonna do. All right, and we got our little dumpling right here, front and back, and yeah. Everyone likes to eat the dumplings with a little bit different condiments. I'm gonna prepare just a very simple one that I like. A little bit of soy sauce, a little bit more of the vinegar. I like it quite sour because the filling is quite rich. A lot of pork fat, oil. To balance the saltiness of the light soy sauce, I'm just gonna add a pinch of sugar. You can just get just a clove of garlic, mash it with the microplane. I have already like minced, so I'm just gonna add a little bit. In some part of China, you actually get served the dumplings together with unpeeled cloves of garlic. So you take a bite of the raw garlic, and then you eat the dumpling together with the vinegar. Just gonna mix it all up. Okay. I'm gonna add a little bit of sesame oil to this instead of chili oil. I like it because it just gets more fragrant, not too much. Do not overpower. Okay, and taste. This is it. Okay, that's a little bit of chili for the garnish. I do like a hit, spicy, so just a little bit of the bird's eye chilies. I don't think I've seen places serving chopped chilies directly on the dumplings. Well, I guess we are bastards, so we can do it. Let's boil some dumplings. You boil noodles, you boil dumplings, try to boil in a big amount of water. Noodles like to swim, and so does dumplings. And add 1 ladle of the cold water. During the cooking, you add cold water 3 times. The idea is that the dumplings are not being cooked in a super boiling water, so that doesn't make the skin of the dumpling too soft. By adding cold water, you maintain the temperature that is just before the boiling, so let's say 90, 85, 90 degrees. So the dumplings are cooked, but not overcooked. Should be just enough. You can boil for 3 minutes total. The rest, we're gonna get ready for plating. Okay. Look at those. Looks like a Hong Kong sign. Dress it up with our vinegar. You can just keep it as well in your like a dipping tray on the side. That's fine. A little bit of chili oil because it just looks good. Spring onion. Some coriander. This is very not traditional, but that's how I learned to eat dumplings, and that's how I like to eat my dumplings. New Year's, Chinese New Year dumplings. Here you go. Just wanna eat it. Can I eat it? So good. It's good, it's crunchy, it's juicy. The skin has a nice slippery and snappy texture. It's a little bit of QQ. Oh, it's so good. What a treat.
Great. It looks very wholesome.
Just wanna eat it.